and welcome. My name is Gary McGeough, high school practice leader for The Leader in Me. We're extremely excited to be launching our very first teen leadership series entitled Quarantine. During the next few months, we'll be introducing weekly leadership topics related to the challenges of COVID-19. Our topic this week, finding your voice. So let's meet our team of experts. Here we have Hannah, we have Divine, Braden, Nyla, Luke, and Abby. Guys, thanks for joining us today. Team, when we hear this word, this phrase, finding your voice, what comes to mind? What are some thoughts, initial thoughts around finding one's voice?
I think that finding your voice is almost like, I like to think of it as finding your gift more because, some people aren't as verbal. And so it's more of just like finding your way of expressing who you are for other people to know.
Nice, thank you. Anyone else want to share out?
Yeah, that makes me think of how a lot of TV shows and movies that are going on right now really focus on finding your voice. Like one of my favorites is All American, and it's not just them being verbal. Yeah, I love All American, but it's not just them being verbal, but also like him finding his talent and working through that and stuff like that.
Nice. So team, I'd like to share with you Dr. Covey's definition of finding your voice. When you engage in a work that taps your talent and fuels your passion, that rises out of a need in the world, therein lies your calling, your voice. So how do we find our voice? It sounds good, right? And I think we're saying some great things right now, but how would we concretely go about finding our voice? So there's really 4 areas here. It's called the Voice Finder, and we break it down into 4 areas. We talk about talents, we talk about passion, we talk about needs and conscience. So team, when you hear the word talent, what comes to mind?
Well, personally, talent is like what you're best at. And for me, I think I'm best at talking and communicating. So I can't do that face to face with my friends now. So I turned to writing letters, which I felt was more personal than Snapchat or Instagram. So that's what I've been doing. That's how I've found my voice through talent.
Nice, thank you. Let's go to the next one. We talk about passion. What are our thoughts around passion?
Well, like I was talking about before, I feel like passion is this big thing that we really need to find. And right now is the perfect time to really find what you're passionate about. I know for some people there's so many different things, but really finding what you want to stick to. And I've been reading Michelle Obama's book called Becoming, and she talks about how it took her a long time to find her passion because she never slowed down. But now we have the time to slow down and really find what we want to get ourselves into.
Nice, thank you. And then the third part of this, needs, right? What is needed by others in the world right now?
I think personally when it comes to finding your voice, finding a need in the world is extremely important because not only do we have to have our passion, like Divine said, but we have to combine that with kind of a burden in our lives and see that as our purpose and see that as a need in the world that needs to be fulfilled. And so I think a big part of finding your voice is kind of finding your influence in the way that you can make the biggest difference.
Thank you, Braden. And then last, this piece around conscience, right? Aligning to our mission, our purpose. What are our thoughts around that?
I feel like for conscience with finding your voice, I think it's a lot to do with how you feel deep down, like in your heart. I think you have to stay true to yourself and find what enables you to be able to share your gift with other people, not for the benefit of what other people will tell you, but for the benefit of feeling happy within yourself and doing what's right.
Well said. So here's these 4 pieces, put these all together, and this is the way we're finding our voice. So with that being said, team, as we come into this discussion around COVID-19, how do we see the impact, the power of using our voice, or possibly even getting more dialed into finding our voice? What are some thoughts around that?
Yeah, I think this time right now, less about using it, but I think this is the perfect time for someone to find their voice, or if they have found it, begin whatever it is, whatever they are passionate about. This is a great time for them to start working on it and like really putting in like those like hours and perfecting it.
Nice. Other thoughts?
Definitely like at least start thinking about what you're passionate about and like how you want to make a difference and like how you want to change how everyone not like sees you and like how you want to change your community and in like the smallest ways too, because small things lead to bigger things. So, yeah.
I really like what Luke said about putting in the hours now. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the book Outliers, but it's a book by Malcolm Gladwell, and he talks about.
I thought about bringing that up.
Yeah, he talks about 10,000 hours and how it takes 10,000 hours like to master anything, and I think finding your voice goes hand in hand with that. Right now, while we have all this time, I don't know how much time it is or if it amounts to 10,000 hours, but I know that we have a lot of time to really commit to something and really commit to finding your voice and finding the way that you can help other people. And so right now, it's extremely important that we utilize that time as efficiently as possible to make the biggest difference.
Yeah, I think it's also important to point out just like that it can be like a trial and error type thing. Like you don't have to just automatically pick one thing and be like, oh, this is how I'm going to make a difference. All right, let's go. Like it can be trying different things and seeing what feels right and finding your passion through that.
Nice. So guys, can you think of any specific examples right now we've been utilizing during what's going on in the world, in our communities, our schools, our families? Can you think of any of the ways you've been demonstrating how your voice is making a positive impact?
Well, I think that one thing I've really been trying to stay conscious of doing is being positive on social media, because I know right now a lot of people are really negative about what they're missing out on, and it's not like I'm happy about missing out on these things, but like this is the life we're living right now, and some people have it bad like this year round without the coronavirus being here. So I've just really been trying to stay positive in what I share and what I do, and taking away from this as being a problem what we can really do to help get it away.
Nice. Well said. What's one thing, just in closing here, what's one thing you would like to share to other teens from around the globe around finding your voice? What would you say?
I would say it's kind of just like what we were saying. Now is the perfect time to do it because everything's like at a halt. You're not too busy with like school or extracurriculars. And once we get back to the normal way of life, you're going to lose that time to really put in the work for whatever, your voice is.
Nice.
I would say just say yes to every opportunity that's handed to you. Like if your mom asks you to go on a walk, say yes. If like someone emails you to be part of an online podcast, say yes. Like different opportunities that come your way, like say yes to everything. If an idea pops in your head to make a teepee outside, I don't know, like just say yes, try different things. Explore.
That's great. It's funny, I use the language, be available. In life, just be available, be present, be ready, be available. So I think we're saying the same thing about that. Yeah. All right, team, well, how did that feel today? We really appreciate your wisdom, your knowledge. For those who, this will be on the Leader Me YouTube channel, and please subscribe to it and also add any comments or like this moving forward. So guys, once again, thank you so much. Appreciate your brilliance, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye.